From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard. From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard. From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic. From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard.
Yeah! You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise. From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan healthcare, education. Yeah! You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise. From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Your story, your power, your sound. Healthcare, education, yeah.
All right, good evening, fellow Liberians. Wherever you are, however you're listening to me, my name is George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist. I am your host for today's podcast. I would like you to share this live. I have some important information. We'll be having a general discussion on Liberia, and I'm urging everyone to share this live. We're going to be discussing on two major topics for today. One of them is, as we all seen on social media, we all seen in the press that Liberia has been re-elected to Category A member on the IMO Council. So we are going to be talking about that, what it means for Liberia. What does that mean, being re-elected to the IMO Council? What does that really mean? And then the next thing we're going to be talking about is we'll be focusing on, we know Liberia currently is trying to sign an agreement with oil company that want to be drilling oil, like Oronto and other deals. We will be looking at the security challenges of drilling oil in offshore drilling. Countries that are drilling oil along within their EEZ, their territorial waters. What are some of those security challenges and implications that they will be confronted with in drilling oil? So these are very important topics. These are topics that are very important. Like I said, topic number one, we're going to be talking about Liberia re-election to the IMO Category A Council. What does that mean? How does that benefit Liberia? How does that benefit Liberian? What are the implications of it? And then the next topic of discussion is going to be Liberia oil drilling scheme that they're about to get into. What are some of those security challenges that they are going to be facing when they are drilling oil? And then what are some of those basic things that people need to consider in oil drilling, especially along your coast? So I'm going to play our theme song once more. I'm urging you to please share the live. Invite people to watch it. People that have been following Maritime, that have interest in understanding what Maritime is about. People that want to understand oil drilling, what we're talking about in terms of drilling oil in Liberia. Oil drilling is a good thing. Countries that are drilling oil are making some good money. Some of them are doing well for their people, while some nations, the oil have become a curse to them, other than becoming a blessing. So I'm urging everyone to share the live. Share the live, subscribe to our channel, send a comment. We will be delving into those two topics. So I'm going to play our theme song once more after that, and then we can get straight into the topic. Please share the live. Come on, watch exactly what we're going to talk about. Let people know that your host is Senator Sibo is talking about Liberia re-election to the IMO Council, what benefit it brings to Liberia, and then the next thing is oil drilling of oil on our coast. What are some of those security challenges that we are going to be confronted with? So please share the live and stay tuned as I play our intro song again.
You're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people, and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered. We're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise. From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown. Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Yeah, we tell it how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Buchanan to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Mount, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. Your story, your power, your sound. Healthcare, education, we... Yeah!
So in order to participate on the show, you can call in to participate on the show. You can call 267-559-4052. That is the number to call, or you can also call on WhatsApp. Just add +1 to the number +1 267-559-4052, and then you'll be able to participate and give your view on the topic under discussion. You'll be able to give your view on the topic under discussion. So please, you can share the live. Please share the live. Invite people to listen to it. Like I said, our topic for tonight is Liberia re-election to the IMO Category A Council. What are some of the implications? What are the good things, or what are some of the bad things? Or is it good at all for us? You know. And then the next thing we'll be talking about is offshore drilling. Liberia is about to sign an agreement with a oil company to start drilling oil on our coast. You know, what are some of those security implications that we need to look out for on some of those things? So in order not to waste much of your time, we can get straight into this. Please share the live and encourage other people to share. Give your comment. If you are following, give your comment, give your analysis on it, and then we can improve the system as always, please. So in order to tell you a little more about the IMO, people wondering what is Category A of the IMO Council. People keep wondering what is that. A lot of people are not maritime oriented, so they keep wondering what are some of those things, what it means to be Category A member on the IMO Council. But in order to be able to understand that, we should first understand what IMO means. IMO stands for the International Maritime Organization. So the International Maritime Organization, in short, people call it the IMO. So the IMO was originally created as the Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization. It used to be called IMCO, IMCO, Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization. So the first name for the International Maritime Organization was called IMCO, Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization. That is the first name of the International Maritime Organization. So the founding convention was adopted by the United Nations Organized Geneva Convention on March 6 in 1948. So on March 6, 1948, the United Nations Organized Geneva Convention adopted the IMO, March 6, 1948, the International Maritime Organization. And then the convention entered into force on March 17, 1958, after enough states ratified it. So when a convention is signed legally, when a convention is held or adopted, so people need to enter into force. Enter into force means when it got started, when it actually got started. So the convention entered into force in March 17, 1958. Even though it was signed on March 6, 1948, it actually entered into force, started being enforceable on March 17, 1958, after enough states ratified. Ratify means states signed and agreed to uphold it. Yes. So the first session for the organization was held on January 1959. So it entered into force 1958, and then the first section of it was held on January 1959. That was when the first session was held. So in 1982, fast forward from 59 to 82, IMCO, that is the Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization, was formally changed. The name changed from IMCO to International Maritime Organization, which is IMO now. So in 1982, it changed from IMCO to IMO, from the Intergovernmental Maritime Consultative Organization to the International Maritime Organization. So you see that transition between there. That was when that's some of the history. So as we all know, or some people may not know, the International Maritime Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations with a headquarters in London. The headquarters of it is in London. It's a specialized agency that falls under the United Nations. Yes. So let's look at the purpose. Why was it founded? And the composition. So IMO was founded to look at some compensation for seafarers, looking at the seafarer welfare, and looking at the maritime security, and to provide mechanism for cooperation among government over technical maritime regulations. So they were funded to work along with government, and, to provide guidance, to provide recommendations to government concerning seafarers' compensation, seafarers' welfare, and looking at general maritime security issues. So those are some of the reasons why it was funded. It was also funded to encourage the adoption of the highest practicable standard for maritime safety, maritime navigation efficiency, to look at pollution prevention and fair shipping practices. So that some of the reasons they were funded to look at high practicable standard for maritime, to adopt the highest standard for maritime in terms of maritime safety, looking at maritime navigation efficiency, and looking at pollution prevention, because pollution is a very key thing in the maritime sector. And we'll talk a little more about those things as we go further in the next topic. So it was also funded to look at fair shipping practices, so that nations and shipping companies can delve into the shipping industry fairly and transparently. So that was some of it. And then another reason, over time, the IMO developed conventions, rules governing safety at seas, environmental protection, and liability. So the IMO have evolved. It have moved from one stage to another. They first changed their name from IMCO to IMO, and then why were they funded? To take care of seafarer welfare, maritime security issue, to provide recommendations and training to government in some technical maritime areas. And were also funded to adopt high practicable standard for maritime safety relating to navigation efficiency, relating to pollution prevention, and fair shipping practices. And over the years, like I said, the IMO has evolved. It have developed a lot of conventions, and some of them like COREX, the collision regulation to prevent the international regulation to prevent collision at sea, COREX. You look at the MAPL Convention, marine pollution. You look at the STCW Convention, and there are so many other conventions that they have developed over time. So the founding members and the first ratifier of IMO. So when the convention was established, INCO, it was, like I said, it was adopted in 1948 with a number of states signing it or ratifying it. So by the time it entered into force in 1958, there were 21 ratifying countries. 21 countries ratify the convention. That includes 7 with the largest shipping fleet. 7 of those countries have one of the largest shipping fleet in the world. 7 of the 21 that first ratified. So some of the earliest states to ratify the convention included countries like Canada. Canada was the first to ratify in 1948. Canada ratified the convention, and then later it was followed by Egypt and Japan. Yes, so as you all know, the countries are among those big maritime nations that have ships. They have so much going on within the maritime nation. So that's a brief history of the IMO. So was Liberia a founding member of IMO at the time it started? The answer is no. Liberia is not a founding member of the International Maritime Organization because like we said, it was first called IMCO, and that was created in 1948 Geneva Convention, and it came into force in 1958. So any country that is considered a founding member, those are countries that ratified the convention before it entered into force in 1958. So be considered a founding member of the IMO or IMCO, you must have ratified the convention between 1958. Unfortunately, Liberia did not ratify the convention in 1958. Yeah, so Liberia formally joined the International Maritime Organization after the convention was entered into force, meaning it became a member in 1958. It was not part of the original group that created the organization. Even though Liberia joined not too long, but they were not among the first state that ratified, so they were not part of the founding member of the International Maritime Organization. So those are just little background on the Liberian Maritime Organization, how it came to being, what are some of the work to do, and letting Liberians know that we were not really originally a founding member, even though we joined early, but we're not a founding member. So now let's talk about Liberia being elected again to category A on the security, on the IMO Council. So let us first talk about the roles and what the council does. When they say this is the IMO Council, what does the council do? What is their job? So as we all know, the International Maritime Organization, the Assembly, is the supreme organ that meets every 2 years. So the supreme authority of the International Maritime Organization is the Assembly, which is called the General Assembly. Like you have the United Nations General Assembly, where every leaders go there and meet. So the General Assembly is the highest organ, that is the highest decision-making body. So, and they meet every 2 years. They meet every 2 years. So between the period of the 2 years that they can meet, between sections, so after the end, they're not going to come back again to 2 years. So the council is put in place to be able to supervise the work of IMO and perform most of the assembly function. You getting me? They perform most of those functions within that 2 year period before the General Assembly can come back. So right after the General Assembly meets, after that first 2 years, they go, they are not going to be functioning. The organization is going to be run by the council. So the council now being in category A means you are in category 1. You are the top tier of it. There are so many other categories, but A is the largest, is the biggest, is the highest one. So being elected, that means you are among the decision makers. You are among the decision makers for. Hold on 1 second. I think somebody trying to join here. Yeah. You are among the decision maker for the 2 years period until the General Assembly can come back. So within that period, you are among the council. So Liberia being on that thing is a good thing. You are among the higher decision maker within that period of time. So the council provide the program of work. So within that period of the council will be work on. They provide and approve the program of work. What is going to be done? What are some of those things that are going to be taking place within the 2 years period? What's going to be happening? That's some of the things what the council do. They focus on budget. They focus on the supervisors, other committees, and technical working group. So the council is very, very powerful. Right after the General Assembly, like I said, is the council. The council, and then under the council you have category A, which play a very, very key role of IMO in the absence of the General Assembly. So the council also deal with finances. They look at finances. What are the operational running costs of the IMO itself, paying of staff and other things, anything concerning finances and other stuff. They handle that part. And they look at the administration and oversee technical cooperation and implementation assistance. Other countries need maritime assistance, so the council work with them in terms of sending people to train them and other stuff that takes place within the 2 years before the General Assembly can come back. So the council is very powerful. They are very powerful. So under the council, like I said, they have the category A members. Category A is the largest, the biggest, the most powerful ones that makes the decision. Yes, let me put it in short, that actually makes the decision. So category member, there are 10 countries that are elected every 2 years to form part of the category A member. So 10 countries. So the 10 countries, category A member, are the 10 countries that are judged to have the largest interest in providing international shipping services. So the assembly can look at all the countries and elect 10 from among them that they feel that have the larger interest in providing international shipping services to steer the affairs of the council for 2 years, 2 years period. So for based off of that, when you look at countries that have been elected to those things, they bring direct industry or registry or technical experience to decisions that shape global rules, safety, and environmental standards. So countries that are in category A, they will be focusing, they bring expertise to the table in terms of running the IMO. Those are some of the expertise they bring in terms of global shipping rules, in terms of safety and environmental standards. They bring all the expertise on board that will help to navigate the IMO for the period of 2 years until a new member can be elected. And then the council category A members, their political voices and technical input are influential when the council set priorities. So whenever the council set the priorities, those 10 guys are very, very influential. They can focus, some of their priorities can focus on emission regulations, like they have been doing, on safety codes, maritime safety regulation codes, postal control, and harmonization. So those are some of the things that they bring to bear when they are meeting, when they are making decisions. Those are some of the things they usually bring to bear. So in short, category A members drive the agenda on merchant shipping, and they also focus on the operation, the registry matter, and technical rules. Yes. So those are some of the things they do. Category A members, they are one of the powerful, maritime nations. So let us look at in terms of category A, the countries that have been re-elected repeatedly and why these countries have been re-elected. Those are some of the things we should look at. Why they are electing people to the council and some are being re-elected. So the countries in category A are almost always the world's largest ship owners, the largest registry, the country that owns a lot of ports and a lot of shipping nations. So shipbuilding nations. So people that are on that council that are usually re-elected to that council, they are either they are other ship owning nations. They own a lot of ships. They either have a big registry, like Liberia has a big registry, and other countries do have big registry, or they have so many ports, influential ports, and then other shipbuilding nations. Those are people that are oftentimes re-elected to the IMO category A council. So, and this explains the repeated presence of states such as like Panama. Panama is one of the countries. Panama has one of the largest registries. So Panama oftentimes is re-elected. Liberia have a large registry. Liberia have been re-elected. And I will go deep down to let you know how long, how I'll give you some timeline as to how many times Liberia have been elected and what have led to some of the time that we were not elected. I will give you a brief history about that. And then, so like I said, Panama often re-elected, Liberia, United Kingdom, United States, Japan, Greece, China, Republic of Korea, Norway, and Italy. So those are countries that are re-elected biannuum within the category A council. So like I said, those are powerful nations. We all know Panama, a lot of big open registry. Liberia, United Kingdom, a very big hub for marine insurance and maritime financing, UK. Then you look at United States, very influential in terms of in shipping. They have some of the largest port, and they have so much money to put into shipping. You look at Japan. Japan has a lot of ship owners too, and they have a lot of ports. They have a lot of interest in maritime. The Greeks or Greece, the country that has a lot of ship. Greece is a shipbuilding nation. They have a lot of ship too. And then China, Republic of Korea, Norway, and Italy. So those are countries that are oftentimes re-elected to the IMO Council. Yes, I know. And their continual role reflects a large, stable commercial interest in seaborne services and a strong diplomatic or technical capacity at IMO. So being there, they are playing a very key role. They have a lot of influence, especially when it comes to international diplomacy, when it comes to technical capacity and seaborne services. They are very, very influential countries. So Liberia sit in the in category A. Let's put it this way: Liberia being on a part of category A, put it like a small club in a very influential maritime state. You know, you get what I'm saying? A small country that is among powerful countries to make powerful decisions. So going to category A is a very good thing. But we should know that it didn't come not because they like Liberian faces or because they like Liberia. But it comes because Liberia has a very, very big stake in the maritime sector. We have the largest registry now in terms of tonnage. So that are some of the reasons that necessitated the re-election of Liberia to the council. So let us look at some of those, like I said, those countries that have been that were re-elected to the council. We get, like I said, China is a major flag. They have ship. They are ship-owning country. They also build ship. And then Greece, one of the largest ship-owning nations. They got so much ships. The Greeks have one of the largest fleet of ship in the world. The Greeks got a lot of ship. They are ship owners. Italy, has a large maritime cluster, and they also has ship owners and ports. You look at Japan. Japan is a major ship owner and shipbuilding nation. Japan build a lot of ships too. So they are powerful nation, and that's the reason why they keep electing them. Liberia is home of one of the largest registry that is run by LISCA, or the Liberia Registry. That's why we are re-elected to this. Norway also is a significant shipping and offshore industry. They are very, very powerful within the Baltic area. There, they are very powerful. And then Panama, one of the largest registry by number of vessels. So a lot of people understand. A lot of people don't understand this. So they get largest in terms of number of vessels, and they get largest in terms of tonnage. So there are two distinct in that. When you are large in terms of vessel, it means you got more ships. But when you are large in terms of tonnage, that means you got more big ships that carry more weight. And because people that run open registry, they are paid based on tonnage, on net register tonnage. So the tonnage is an advantage to you other than just having plenty ship. So Liberia is at a comfortable position with the largest tonnage. So we make more money because we got more tonnage. Because the vessels pay based on tonnage for open registry. That's how it's done. So Korea is a major shipbuilding nation too. Korea builds ship. So Korea being re-elected to the IMO Council is one of the reasons. Then United Kingdom, the UK, is a historical maritime power with major registry and ship clusters. And also the UK, the United Kingdom is one of the hub for marine insurance. So they have a lot of investment into the maritime in that sector, in that place. And then the United States is the large shipping interest and technical capacity. So that's the reason. So those 10 countries that I just named, those are countries that are most time repeatedly re-elected to the IMO Category A Council. So like I said, Liberia being elected to the council is not because they like our faces or because they like who Liberians are. It's because we have a greater stake in the maritime sector. That's why we are being elected to category A in the maritime sector on an IMO. So let me give you a brief history about Liberia election to category A. So Liberia was elected to the IMO category A for 2024-2025 biannual, and then also in 2023, like I said, it's every 2 years. Every 2 years you get re-elected again. So they were re-elected 2023 to 2025. So that is 2 years. And then they were elected 2022 to 2025. That was 2 years. Now they just got re-elected again for 2026 to 2027. So that's another 2 years. So that's how it is going on. So we are happy again that Liberia were re-elected to the IMO category A, which is, let's say, the second higher decision-making body right after the General Assembly. So Liberia being there is a very good thing for the nation. It put Liberia back on the map. It keep tell that we are being consistent. So that is it. But just a little history. Way back before Liberia was on the council, Liberia had been on the council off and on. And then in 1995 was the last time Liberia served on the council. 1995, before we were elected 2003. So 1995. Liberia was elected to the IMO Council. So we're on that council for 2 years. But then our civil war between 1990, all the time the civil war 89 or so, all those civil war time, Liberia was considered unstable country. Nobody wanted to put you on the council or anything. So between that time, we were not on the IMO Council. We were in between, but we're serving other council. We're on other council, but not category A council. So I just brought it also you can know. You can have a glimpse of it. So in 1995, we served on the council. Before that time, like 1990, we were not on the council of it again. So just the same thing, like the table, like I talked about. 1995, yes, we were there. Between 1997 to 2002, no, we were not in category A, but we were in category C in some years. In the late 2019, we were in other category, like I said, category C and some other category. Between 1997 in 2002, we were in category C, not category A. But in 1995, yes, we were a member of category A. So it comes down A, B, C, like that. So the higher is the A, like that, in terms of decision making. So being member or being on the council for category A is a very good thing. You are the second higher decision making body after the General Assembly. Yes, so it's just like the United Nations General Assembly is a higher decision making body. Then you have the how we call it, the Security Council. Even though technically the Security Council is the highest, but they just make it look symbolic. The same thing for IMO. The category A is the decision maker. They will tell you the assembly, but when category A members don't agree, nothing going to happen in that place. So category A is a powerful decision making body in that place. That's why people fight to get on it. But they don't give it to any body like that. They give it to a country that have big maritime stake, big maritime interest, big maritime investment. That's the reason why some countries are continually re-elected. So again, like I said, 1995, yes, Liberia were there, was in category A. We took the seat, and then between 1997 to 2002, no, we were not there, but we're in other category. And then from 2024, 2025, we were there. So that was last year, and this year we're there. And then we just got re-elected again this year for 2026, 2027. So we're moving on. That's a very good thing. So let me explain. Like I said, let me talk a little bit about it. For being elected in category A of the IMO Council, category A Council, it is not like a magic. It's not like the government is doing something very extraordinary. That's the reason why they are being elected to it. No, it's not that the government is doing so big thing or great thing, or the current government have performed magic that make them to be re-elected. Remember 2024, 2025, there were other government that were in place other government were in place that make Liberia to get elected on the council. It's not that they're doing extraordinary things, not playing any magic or performing great significantly in terms of management before they can elect them. That no, being elected on the council simply means that you are playing a very key role in terms of the maritime sector. Liberia registry is doing great, is doing well, and it has been doing well. Even under President George Weah administration, it was doing well. Under President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, it was doing well. So the two successive administration, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, President George Weah administration, the Liberia Maritime Program, our registry has been doing great, and it continues under President Joseph Boakai time. So I don't want Liberians saying that, oh, Joseph Boakai have done a very great thing because Liberia re-elected on the IMO Council. No, it just means our registry is doing well. Other countries, even President Weah time, we were elected there. President Ellen Johnson time too, within that period of time, the registry was doing really, really great. So I just want Liberians to know that Liberia have not done what the Roman Empire or the Greek Empire did not do. No, there was no magic that was performed. The registry is doing well. So because of that, there is a clear likelihood that you are going to be re-elected. So if Liberia continue in the path, they will be elected. Like other countries like America, other countries, they get elected continuously. America, UK, Japan, they are always there. Always. So as long as our maritime program is doing well, our country is stable, we will continue to be re-elected to that council. So it doesn't matter who government is there, who government are there. As long as the country is stable, the program is running, things are happening, you will definitely be elected to that council. Even though our team at the IMO, they will do some work because campaign time is very hectic. And, they have to face some small merchandise to give it to people like key holder, like candy, like a mug, like cup, just to put Liberia name on the Liberia Maritime Program also, so you can remember Liberia in your decision making, in voting Liberia back to the council. So that's where it can be a little bit headache, because that whole 1 or 2 weeks, our IMO team, our Liberia rep to the IMO, they will always be doing some work in between, printing flyers and discussing with other 1 or 2 nations, because other people want to get there too. There are other nations that are powerful, they want to get there too. So you that have a big stick within it, you have to do some campaigning, you have to do some talking, you have to do some presentation to convince them why you must be re-elected there. So that's some of the things that have been done within the IMO, and that's why Liberia was re-elected to Category A on the IMO Council. Like I said, it's not because the government have done magic. No, it's not because the president has traveled to 1 or 2 countries and talked to people. No, it's because our country is stable, because our registry is doing well, and other things are happening. But in as much as our registry is doing well, Liberia going to Category A, are Liberians benefiting? That is the question I want to ask us today. Are Liberians really benefiting from all of these progress that we're making? Especially Liberian maritime professionals, are they benefiting? The answer is no. Liberian maritime professionals are not really benefiting. There are more than 25 to 30 maritime professionals in Liberia that are jobless. They don't have jobs. Some of them have master's degree in various disciplines with so much other certification in different aspects of maritime, but they cannot get job because the big portion of our registry that's supposed to employ us is being located in America here. The Liberia International Ship and Corporate Registry, which is LISCA, is located in America here. So all of the jobs is here. They can, and when Liberians apply there, they don't even want to take you because they don't want you to even have the knowledge of how LISCA run, so that one day your government cannot dream about taking LISCA from them. But sometimes I wonder, I ask our country, I ask our leadership, do you feel comfortable? How you guys sleep at night to see bunch of Liberians that are professional not getting job? They are jobless, they are moving around, and they have the qualification, they have all the pedigree, they have all the necessary skills, but the opportunity isn't being provided to them for the job. So For example, like I talk about our registry. Why is LISCA still running our registry? Our Liberian Maritime Registry. Why is LISCA still running that? And the worst thing about the Liberian Maritime Program that is run by LISCA, you got Panamanians that are in key positions. Panamanian people from Panama that are in key, and Panama is a rival to us because Panama, we at Panama compete first, second, we are competing. So why are Panamanians running our registry when we have qualified and competent Liberia that have run that are supposed to be running our registry? Why we have them? And when Liberians go there, we can tell you there are not even more than 4 to 5, up to 10 Liberians that is running that work with LISCA, which is a shame. Our nation, our leadership, as our legislatures, our president, our vice president, these are things they're supposed to sit down and look at. The Liberian registry has the ability to employ more than 25,000 Liberians. Yes, in the registry, because I just gave you the statistic a few days ago. LISCA has a global employee of over 300, of let's say 500, all across the country. I mean, very, very key employee, like especially maritime professionals, all across. So with that 500, let's assume that those 500, you there, even when you can incorporate 50 or so, 5 Liberians into that 500. You know what you're talking about? It means you have absorbed, you absorbing our maritime professionals. They're getting jobs. And then they have offices in 27 countries. LISCA has offices in 27 different countries around the world. So you can have Liberian assigned to those countries because Liberian will seek Liberia interest. Panamanian will go for the money. They will not go seek Liberia interest. They will not do it. They will only be there for the money. But Liberia will make sure that our registry run properly. Liberia will make sure that we have all the requisite skills, all the requisite qualifications that we need to run the registry. So why up to today, our maritime program is still being run by LISCA? Even if it is run by LISCA, how many Liberians are being employed? And why is LISCA located in America? That's another question we should be asking ourselves. Because if LISCA is located in Liberia, one, they will build an office, so it will contribute to infrastructure development. LISCA will build a befitting office. The building that LISCA is renting in, that they pay more than $1 million a year. When you look at that building, if you build that building, that will be one of the finest buildings that your country can boast of in terms of infrastructure development. So why are we keeping LISCA in? Why LISCA is located in America? We understand that during the Civil War, yes, they were in America, but the Civil War is over. Liberia is normal. Liberia is peaceful. Why can't LISCA move back to Liberia and operate from in Liberia, wherein the sweeper that will be working LISCA will be Liberian, the people, the janitors will be Liberian, the people that work in the cafeteria will be Liberian? Why can't they do it? Why can't the government make LISCA to relocate to Liberia? Since they feel they cannot take the registry from LISCA. Because I believe we as maritime professionals, we have the skills, we have the qualification, we have the pedigree to run our registry. We can do that. We don't need any interference. Somebody might tell us, okay, you need 1 or 2 years of customer service, 1 or 2 years of lobbying, 1 or 2 years of how we call it, business strategy. And yes, so Liberians can work within the registry. The government can make LISCA to put in their agreement for Liberians to work in the registry. So when Liberians are working there, they will have that business skill, we already have the maritime knowledge. It's just more business skills that will be acquired within there. And we'll have a lot of people that have master's degree, PhD in business administration that understands how to run business. So I don't understand why, I don't see the reason why the Liberian government today cannot take our registry back from LISCA. Even though we're moving to category A within the IMO Council, we have had a lot of different positions in the IMO. That means our registry is doing well. But why are Liberians actually doing well? Liberians by themselves, are they benefiting meaningfully from it? The answer is no. Like I said, look at a bunch of Liberian, look at a bunch of maritime professionals in Liberia. They don't even have a job because the Liberian Maritime Authority It's very dormant. Nothing going on down there. Didn't get nothing going on. That place is just a sleeping place. Nobody get anything really going on because our domestic maritime program is supposed to keep them busy. The domestic maritime program is dead. We don't even have a domestic maritime program. So what is it? What is the commissioner of maritime doing? The deputy commissioners, what are they doing? They are sitting there. The Liberian maritime domestic maritime program is dead. We don't have any form of the real domestic maritime program. They feel that the shameful the vice president commission of fiberglass boat, a nation, a maritime nation is boasting of a fiberglass boat that the entire nation is boasting about. Oh, the commission of boat, they say a Liberia own domestic. Are you not ashamed? You should be ashamed of yourself that you run the world largest registry where you have so many ships on your fleet. Those boats and things. Come here, come here, go to Florida, go to other places. Those are those are private citizens that own them. But your nation is boasting that we commission of fiberglass, not even a steel constructed vessel or fiberglass vessel that will go be doing a local fishing. Are you kidding me? And we think we are making progress. We're not making progress. We are stalling ourselves. We are holding back our progress because Liberia as a nation, as a maritime dominating nation, our domestic maritime program is supposed to be very, very vibrant and robust. We're supposed to have a robust maritime program. We're supposed to have vessels transporting goods and services from Monrovia all the way to Harper Port. We should have those things moving on. Then our roads will be safe. Then you don't have to carry those heavy trucks. Don't have to be driving on all the long roads. The ship can carry goods that no truck can carry. But what's wrong with our domestic maritime program? So we have the Liberian Maritime Authority that is only focused on LISCA. Everybody looking up to LISCA to give them something. Everybody more open. When something drops there, they close it, then they shut up. That is sad for our program. The Liberian Maritime Authority should be working exceedingly hard to start our domestic maritime program. What is going on? What is going on with the program? The program can't even get started. Nothing is happening. Show me one vessel that is flying on our river. Show me those vessels that transport people. Nothing, because the sector is dead. The president have a lot of people in senior leadership in the sector that are not maritime oriented. They don't think maritime. They don't dream maritime. So because of that, the sector will not grow. Liberian maritime sector is supposed to be able to employ almost 10 to 20,000 youth all around the country. Look at how many rivers we have. How many rivers run within our country? But we have zero vessels. We have zero boats. Even it's just small canoes we have around. And we call ourselves a maritime giant. That's a shame. Look at Panama. Go to Panama, look at that domestic registry, that in that domestic maritime program. See how many vessels fly that flies within that. See how many vessels are involved with trade and transportation within Panama. Go to Marshall Island, you will see those things. But Liberia as a giant, as a maritime giant, nothing we can show domestically. We cannot boast of anything domestically, and that's a shame. Our leadership should be ashamed of themselves. They should ought to look at themselves in the night in the mirror and say, damn, I should not be able to sleep because I'm messing up a whole nation, a golden butch. Because the maritime program should be a gateway to our nation economy, our maritime program. But you took the program, you gave it to some Jewish guys that are running the Liberian maritime program. Okay, maybe that time we never had the requisite qualification, the requisite skills, the knowledge, and the talent to run it. But why about today, 2025? You got more than 35 to 40 Liberians that have graduated from the World Maritime University with master's degree. Many Liberians have graduated from other maritime universities around the world, from China, from Ghana, the regional maritime university, from other countries, America. They have graduated and have qualifying degrees in the maritime program, but they can't even get a job because we took our registry and gave it to some group of guys, some group of Jewish guys. How long our leaders are going to wake up? How long is it going to take them to be able to understand that in order to talk about job creation, you don't need to go out there to borrow money. You got everything it takes for a job to be created. The maritime program, like I said, can create more than tens of thousands of jobs for the youth. It can do that. Focus on the domestic registry. Take our registry back from LISCA. Send Liberians there, Liberian professional maritime, 10, 20, 25 that work within LISCA to understand the workings of LISCA. Within 1 to 2 years, you take our registry back. The way Panama did. Panama took their registry back. Marshall Islands took their registry back. All other countries took their registry back to run it themselves. But Liberia, we are stuck in the past. We can't take our registry back. We just get everything stuck to the white man. Everything stuck in America. Why is LISCA located in America? Why? Why can't they go back to Liberia and run the program? Why can't they go to Liberia and build a building that they can function from? Where Liberia will be employed within the sector there, within the buildings. Liberia will be working there. But they take and keep it in America. Yeah, they keep it in America because nobody wants the government. Most presidents, they have used the maritime program as a secret court. That's the reason why much is not being heard about Liberian Maritime Program. That program brings in billions. I can tell you, I did analysis. If you go back to my old video, you will see, go on my Facebook page, on my YouTube page, just look for the Liberian Maritime Program, the prospect challenges that I talk about. You will see me breaking it down per number. Seafarers alone bring in billions of dollars. Seafarer documentation bring in billions of dollars. Talk like about vessel registration before you go to the corporate registry. What will register corporations on us as a nation? I don't understand. Sometimes corruption can fill people's eyes. Sometimes corruption can blind people. If LISCA is robbing you with $5 million or $10 million, that is nothing compared to what they are receiving. LISCA is receiving billions and they might bribe you with $1 or $2 million. You think it's big money for you, but then the nation lose. The nation lost everything. Why can't we put aside greed, hatred, and bigotry and focus on nation development, focus on empowering people for nation growth and development? Why can't we do that? The government is stuck in terms of getting our program out. The government is stuck in terms of assigning Liberians to work specifically with LISCA. You have deputy commissioners with LISCA that have been appointed there for some of them over 25 years. 25 years you took deputy commissioner and assigned them. They have wallowed between one government to another government to another. Are they the only professional people that's going to make $25,000? Are they the only professional people that's going to make $30,000 US? Are they the only professional maritime people that's going to be located in America? Yeah, for how many years? And Sumana and them, they are there. They cannot change the system. Reeves, they are there. They cannot change the system. Because the system have corrupted them, the system have taken them away and make them to seal their mouth. So they cannot even work on improving our local domestic registry. They can't do it. Because LISCA is giving them what they want and make them to shut their mouth. But have you ever wondered why they will tell somebody, say, my man, I want to be the commissioner? He said, no, I want to be deputy. I want to be commissioner. Because you know when you become a commissioner, you are at the end of your rope. Next government will not keep you or take you from there. But when you're deputy, you can maneuver on shadow waters and keep your job. That's how those guys have been maneuvering on shadow water and keep their job. They keep keeping their job. On a child status, someone that served on a child status, they were there. Someone that served on early, they are still there. Someone that served on a president, they are still there. President Joseph Barker, retain them again. That is my disappointment. Are they the only people that needs to work? Are they the only people that children need to get better education? Are they the only people that children need to go to good schools? Are they the only people that's supposed to live in a better house or supposed to buy land and build a condominium for themselves? Are they the only people? Why we keep one set of people to become supervisor for LISCA and the system is not helping Liberians? Because they are complacent, the system have corrupted them, and they have run all the ideas. They've gone all the ideas. They don't have nothing to prove no more. Mr. President, you need to recall those people and replace them with fresh minds. Replace them with fresh minds. You can do that. You can do it. They have no new innovation. They have no new ideas because they have run out. Somebody that of the 90s, they stay in there. Which new idea do they have? Maritime has evolved. Maritime have changed. Some of those knowledge they have, it does not even exist anymore. Most of the protocols that they understand, the protocol have changed. Those legislation have evolved. They stay stuck in the old ways. You need new minds, Mr. President. Bring in new minds, brilliant ideas that will go and work with LISCA to require the amount of business skill they need so that our registry can be run by ourselves. We don't need those guys sitting there called themselves Deputy Commissioner for Finance, Deputy Commissioner for Operations, Deputy Commissioner for International Vessel Registration, sitting there doing nothing when there is nothing more coming for the nation. Maritime, LISCA is not contributing fair share. I can promise you that. If you think I'm lying, Mr. President, conduct an audit. You will see how many billions of dollars LISCA owe us. They owe Liberia billions of dollars. Conduct an audit. Carry on an audit, you will see that. You'll be disappointed. Most of the time when our presidents take office, LISCA will be the first to give you a welcome package. LISCA give you a big envelope. Welcome, Mr. President. Then sometimes people just turn a blind eye. If the president needs to run some errand and things, go to LISCA and borrow some money. You're not helping the nation in that direction. LISCA fair share, if LISCA sit on the table and bring the fair share, Liberia budget is supposed to be in almost $2 billion by now. Of course, $2 billion, but look at what GDP is. Nothing to write home about because we have programs that can bring in money, but we outsource the program to foreigners and let the foreigner run it and give us what they want to run, what they want to give us. They give us peanuts and they take the lion's share. How can we run a nation like that? But you're complaining that, oh, you will bring in jobs. When you have capacity to bring in jobs, but you took the capacity, you throw it away, and you let different person run it. It's wrong. For the nation to develop, for our nation to make progress, we will need to take away selfishness. We will need to take away self-aggrandizement. We will need to take away self-interest and focus on national interests and focus on public interests. Those are some of the things we need to do. So we will, before I leave, I will climax on this. So let me move on to our next topic before I take much of your time. So our next topic, like I said, the first topic was on our Liberia Ascendancy re-election to category C. Category A on the IMO Council. What is it? And I have already explained that. Our next topic is Liberia is trying to start doing oil drilling, crude oil drilling along our coast. Signing deal with Oronto and other companies they want to sign deal with. So tonight I'll be letting you know, I'll be giving you some security implications and challenges on offshore drilling. What are some of the implications and challenges that our nation can face when they start doing offshore drilling? Now Liberia is peaceful, no noise going on because offshore drilling things have not started. Because I can tell you for sure, countries that have been involved with oil drilling, look at the record. Go look at their record. Those countries, some of the oil that they have has become a curse to them instead of blessing. Yeah, some of the oil have become a curse to them instead of blessing. So we'll look at that. So let's jump into that real quick. So for a country that is involved with maritime, with oil drilling, especially on the coast, because all other countries have oil in the desert, which is much preferable because the place is squarely accessible. Sometimes you might be challenged with heat and other stuff, but I think it's better than the ocean side. For our own oil is being located in the ocean on not on our coast, but some 50 to 75 nautical miles, almost going about 100 nautical miles away. And remember, nautical mile is almost 2 times 1 mile. So when you see 1 mile, 1 nautical mile is longer. So they're not small distance. Those vessels are. So let us look at some of the implications that can happen when you're drilling oil. So one of the things that people can really, really focus on before you come when you sign an agreement, you must consider those things very, very seriously before you sign a concession agreement for oil drilling. Because your country that is drilling oil can be faced with piracy and maritime criminality. There can be a lot of piracy on your coast. Piracy along your coast can increase significantly. You can see in Nigeria, you can see along the Kenyan coast, along the South African coast. You see the piracy have increased because of oil drilling and other stuff that happening around there. So you can have a lot of pirates because it is clear that countries that are drilling oil, those guys that work in the oil where they are rich people. So the pirates will go there and kidnap those guys, kidnap them and hold them for a ransom and demand millions for their release. So pirates will always be around there. And then when pirates are located along your coast becomes very, very unsafe. It's not just now while you benefited from the crude oil, now other shipping agencies that bringing in goods and services in your country will stop coming there because pirates are on your coast. So there's a big security challenge, security implication that the government must consider very, very seriously. Other than that, it will affect goods and services coming in the country through our regular port. Because once your country has been flagged, when you have one pirate incident on your coast, has the propensity of stalling your entire maritime progress. Your port will be flagged. Your coast will be flagged as a pirate coast. And one is flagged as a pirate coast. How many vessels don't want to bring their vessel on that coast anymore? So there are big security implications when it comes to piracy and maritime criminality. You might look at that. So also offshore drilling sites attract pirates and armed sea robbers, especially in regions like the Gulf of Guinea. Look at the Gulf of Guinea. So Liberia now going to be connected. So now that whole Gulf, the whole thing coming from the entire Gulf of Guinea, coming down from Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, coming all the way down out to the Gulf of Guinea. That whole water, that whole side is called the Gulf. So that the Gulf of Guinea coming down at that, it attracts pirates. A lot of pirates. The whole Gulf of Guinea is being considered pirate. So now Liberia coming to pirate coast. And now Liberia is coming to get into oil drilling. It can seriously affect your seaborne trade. It can affect that. It can attract pirates and sea robbers. Sea robbers are a lower category of pirates. So pirates will hold you at ransom. Sea robbers, just let somebody go and rob your hawker, will go and take something and go. But pirates, no, pirates will hold you at ransom. They will catch all those guys that work on the oil rig. They got guns, they got everything you think about. They got their own vessel, their own ships. So they go there, they take in valuables, they take expensive objects, then they hold human being ransom for money before they release them. So when pirate is reported on your coast, or sea robbery activity is reported on your coast, your port begin to suffer. Your seaborne trade begin to have issues. So what is the government doing to address the issue of piracy? Because once you start oil drilling, there'll be pirate. You cannot stop that. The history I've showing that many times. So, for example, like I said, pirates can target oil workers. They target tankers. They target offshore support vessels, and they target supply routes. So the pirates will be on the various routes waiting. They're waiting for oil workers. They know oil workers get money. They will hold them ransom. The company will have to pay. They will take tankers. They will take tanker full of crude oil. They will take it and go sell that crude oil. Yes, and then they can target offshore support vessels. Some vessels that are bringing, because the oil rig, when they build the oil rig, it's stationed. They don't move. It's not going to be. It's a very big vessel, but it's stationed. It's a stationary. It does not move. So every supplier have to come to it. They got to bring food. They bring water. They bring everything to it. Everything that people that work on that something, they can either transport them there by sea or by air. Either they use the helicopter to transport them there. So vessels that are carried, or the small vessels that carry food supply or material supply, they are called support vessels. Pirate can target them. And then the supply route, our port is a supply route. Pirate can be sitting there waiting. It is going to be a bad thing if the government does not put. And I will provide recommendations to the government what to do. I will provide a recommendation. And then there can be increased kidnapping for ransom of oil workers. Like I said, kidnapping can increase. Look at Nigeria. Nigeria, for example, kidnapping is only in go to the state called Port Harcourt. Go to Port Harcourt. See how much kidnapping takes place there along the place. All those FOBs they have, the oil well, a lot of kidnapping can take place there. So it is a very serious issue that the government need to take into consideration. Other than that, your nation will be flagged as a kidnapping nation, as a pirate nation, pirate coast. It become a very serious problem. So high cost of naval patrol and private maritime security. So the government will need vessels. The government will need to empower the Coast Guard. And I have demonstrated this on the often time. I have shown this a lot of time, fellow Liberians. I have shown this to, many times I have shown this. You cannot talk about oil drilling when you don't have the capacity to take care of your coast. This is what Liberia have at best. This is the boat that we have to patrol our coast. Look at the thing, right in the small, that is in the basin where around the port, right around the port. You see the vessel almost like it's about to sink. Almost like water is about to enter it. Look at the vessel. Like water is about to enter it. Imagine taking that vessel 50 to 75 nautical miles. I mean, you want to kill people. You want to kill your sailors. That vessel is gonna die. It's not gonna move. That vessel is not going to move. So now what happened to the sailors? You start talking to people. You can't have this kind of vessel. These are in America where the boats came from. They are used on a river. These are for rivers. These are rivers. It's not for the ocean. Those are not vessels for the ocean people. But this is what Liberia have at best. But we are about to sign an oil drilling agreement with Oriental and other companies. We're not even looking at the security implication. That's what we have. Then I'll show you the other one. Look at the other one. There's the other one that we have here. Where can you take this boat? Liberia need a better cutter-class vessel that will be able to police our water and make sure that pirates and sea robbers are not on our coast, because you don't want that negative implication, that negative name. So Liberia will need to buy a better vessel. And I researched some of the vessels that we need. I have researched some of those vessels that we need. Like I said, I don't just complain. I provide recommendations. So there are vessels that Liberia need that can able to police our coast from coast to coast. Like I present this one to you. Look at this vessel. This vessel can be used by the Coast Guard, by the Liberian Coast Guard, to patrol our water. It has the abilities to go even high seas. Those vessels can go even high sea. The Coast Guard will need those kind of vessels. We'll need at least 2 of those vessels, because you need a support vessel. At least 2. 4 could be a very, very good number for us. 4 could be a very good. And they are not too expensive. They are not expensive vessels. They are not expensive vessels. The government can buy them. If lawmakers are appropriating how many million? You appropriate 3 million for deputy speaker. You appropriate 2 million for the other person. And these vessels are worth like 2.5 to 3 million. That's the price of these vessels. These are war craft. They are designed for speed, maneuverability, and accuracy that the Coast Guard can use to patrol and police our coast. And then when the oil drilling starts, it can wear away pirates, it can wear away sea robber, our coast will still remain safe. But if you have those small things that I show you that can even go 20, 25 nautical miles, where are you heading to? You're heading to a disastrous event, to an avoidable disastrous event. So this is one of the vessels that I recommend to the government to buy for the Coast Guard. And it's so rare in America. I got all of the details. If you need it, somebody contact, I gave all the details. You can contact the company directly. You don't need to go through me. You don't need to talk to me. Go to the company. I send you the detail of the company. I send you everything. Other countries are using it. Other countries that are involved with oil drilling, they are using similar vessels to police their coast. And it's not just used for oil. It also focuses on like illegal fishing, IUU fishing. It focuses on IUU fishing. It focuses on narcotic, people that bring in drugs through the coast, through the port, the coast. It can follow them through. So those are very, very good vessels. There's another one that I recommended. There's another one. These are war vessels. These are war vessels that are designed for speed, maneuverability, and accuracy. They are designed for that. Those are vessels that Liberia will need. Those vessels can spend a couple of days. It can spend one month, 2 months on the water. Yes. Those are the vessels that Liberia government will need. And like I said, I have all the details for these vessels. All you need, send me an inbox. I can send it to you. You can go and contact the company directly. You can talk with the company. There are other companies that produce different types. I just made research on it concerning our course. These are ones that are due for our course, Mr. President. This one that I show you, they are due. They got cabin on it that the crew can sleep on board. They can do changing. They get everything, dining room, living room, everything is there. They can live on it. There's a perfect ship for our Coast Guard. Our Coast Guard need that, Mr. President. This thing that we have here, this thing cannot do nothing for us. This thing cannot do nothing for us. If that's what you're depending on, and you say you want to go sign concession agreement with Oronto and other companies to sign all, you are depending on a broken stick. You are depending on a broken stick. You can't use this, Mr. President. You can't. You need a better vessel because you'll be fighting piracy, you'll be fighting sea robbery, and you'll be fighting other form of criminality. So that is one of the challenges that you can face there is piracy and maritime criminality. And another one you can face is sabotage, insurgency, and militant attacks. Sabotage, insurgency, and militant attack. So offshore installations are high-value target for rebels, for militant groups. Example, look at the Niger Delta. You have the Niger Delta militant in Nigeria. Those guys will get on a makeshift vessel, makeshift boat that is made from stick and other stuff like canoe. They will take the risk, go to that high sea on that oil rig, and they will claim that rig, and they can go there and cause mayhems. They can go and those pipes that will be doing, they can go and harm those pipes. When you harm those pipes, Mr. President, the challenge will be enormous because you have spill. I will talk more about that. You see what will happen. I will explain more about that. So you can have sabotage, you can have insurgency, and you can have militant attacks. When you start doing offshore drilling, these are things that you will see. And then attack and destroy national revenue. You know that the attack can destroy national revenue. It can cause environmental disaster. When oil spill, Mr. President, you're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of metric tons of oil. Your entire coast. Remember that Liberia is almost circled with water. Our entire coast will have serious environmental issue that we don't have the capacity to address. We don't have that capacity. Oil spill can be dangerous. You have your fish, all your fish dead. All your marine life will be gone. Then those things will flow into your river. It will affect your water supply. Mr. President, these are big things that you guys need to consider. You guys need to consider serious environmental issues. So you have sabotage, you can have insurgency and militant attack. Look at your youth. Mr. President, your youth are not employed. Your youth are not, you're not even creating jobs for your youth. Imagine if the young people, if somebody come and tell a young man, say, my man, we're going to that oil well tomorrow. We are 20. When we go to that oil well, we can go there and catch people, hold them ransom, we can get $1 million. You know how many youth will want to go, Mr. President? You know how many young men will want to go? They don't even know, they don't care if they will die or not. As long as there is a hope of them getting something tomorrow, they will go. So you will start having militant groups. You will start forming armed groups. You will start forming in the country to go and get the money from that place because the youth are idle. It's a big thing, Mr. President. You need to consider that. And it can be used as a political leverage to force government into negotiation. Like, yes, a group of guys will go there and take over the oil well. And then they force government to a particular scale. We need this. We need they make demand. Government should meet them. It's happening. It's not the same. Niger Delta is there. Other countries around is there. When you go along the Kenyan coast and other places, you see along the Gulf of Guinea, these things are happening. So it can be a very serious challenge to drill oil there. But all these things can be solved if you have a vibrant Coast Guard. When your Coast Guard are well equipped, and they have the equipment, the tool, and the necessary ammunition they need, the necessary training, the requisite training they need, you will not have that issue when you're doing oil drilling. But you can't carry that boat that I show. That thing can't even go 25, 30 nautical miles. You can't reach the way you're going to the oil well. You can't get there. We went there one time with the boat. We went there. For that boat to come out, we took 30 minutes. One place, the boat could not even move. The boat could not move because the water was coming in the boat. You can't even move. We took risks that day. It was completely risky. Our sailors took serious risks to go there. And from that day, we said the vessels will never go there anymore. Because the vessels are outboard engines. Outboard engine means the engine is at the back. Let me show you the thing one more so you can know that I'm serious. Let me explain what you'll see. The vessels have outboard engines. This white thing you see behind the vessel here, these two, they are engines. That's the engine that prepared these vessels. So if the engine, a water cover the thing, that vessel not going nowhere. And then you got to repair, you got to overhaul this engine before you can use it again. So if the water cover this engine from behind here, you're not going nowhere. You'll be there doing SOS call, and even the communication on board the vessel is not even effective. You go to the final nautical mile, nobody can hear you. The Forerunner system that is on it is not working. It's not effective. We used it before. I was there. I work on these vessels. It's not functional. So if there's why you're depending on Mr. President to go sign concession agreement with companies that you think they're going to work in peace, and your people going to sit down and lie happy when people taking millions and then the youth not employed, you are wasting your time. They're going to be challenged. The challenge will be enormous. You will see how it's going to disturb you. And then another challenge you will face is oil bunkering and oil theft. You start seeing oil bunkering, oil theft. People will go to that place, park vessel, because you don't have the means to monitor what is going on. You don't have that means, Mr. President. How are you going to monitor how many tanker come and take crude oil? How are you going to monitor that? You'll be saying that in Monrovia, 1,000 vessel go and take 1,000 load of ship out. The tell you we'll take only 3. What are you going to say? You don't have means to monitor it. That's why your Coast Guard become your most valuable asset, Mr. President. Your Coast Guard will be your most valuable asset in this time. If you want to start oil drilling, you have to empower the Coast Guard. They will have to have a bigger vessel that will be stationed there. They will have to do counts. On the Coast Guard vessel, you can have other people from NOCA. You can have other people from Lands, Mines, and Energy. You can have other people from Environmental Protection Agency. You can have all those people on the Coast Guard vessel because it will create room for them. They will be able to stay on it. And they can monitor how many vessels come, how many oil they have taken, how many metric tons. Then you can be able to evaluate to know how much revenue will be coming in. Because with illegal bunkering, you can have organized crime network to tap pipelines or siphon crude oil from offshore terminals. They can do that. They will come in. Because you see the way oil is looking, it's just a pump. When they connect that thing, they just get a pump. Soon you turn that pump, it open, oil coming also. There's nothing like to say you need code, security code, or computer. No, it's a pump. So you unscrew that thing, and it's a regular screw. So you unscrew that thing, crude oil coming also. It doesn't matter who is there. The thing does not know who own it, who don't own it, as long as you turn it open, crude oil coming also. So ships can go there, the people can create organized crime network. They can tap into pipelines, and they can siphon your crude oil from offshore terminal. They can do that. You can lose billions in revenue, can be lost in the country. For example, look at Nigeria. Nigeria lost billions in revenue. Sometimes when no gas go, when they open the oil, sometimes it's a big thing. When they open it, they pump the oil, soon the oil get full. They even able to close that thing, they will leave it in, they open that oil, begin to spill while they're going there with fuel in their hand. It's a challenge. So country that Nigeria lost billions in revenue, and then they've been having a lot of environmental issues. The whole Niger Delta region, that includes Port Harcourt and other places, they cannot get fish in the water. There's no fish in the water because when there is crude oil, when crude oil is being manufactured along the coast, that whole coast is a dead coast. No fish can survive there. No marine life can survive there. So the whole coast will be there. So if we're depending on fish from our water, just know that we got to start importing more fish now. So there are big implications, security implications, food security implications that you need to look at, Mr. President. It's big. It's not just signing that they signed a $15 million agreement. They signed this one to get $15 million sign-on bonus. Because that's what I hear on the news. That's the only thing I hear on talk show. That Oriental is supposed to sign, they're supposed to give $15 million bonus. They broke the bonus down into various parts. They sign on bonus. They broke it into part because they are broke. Okay, now that is a peripheral discussion. That is the one that is a superficial discussion that you're talking about. But what about the mean nitty-gritty? The mean part that has to do with the security implication. I never hear no talk show talk about it. I'm the first talk show that I talk about security implication because I'm from the security background. I'm from the maritime background. I know what it can cost. Look at big oil spill around the world. Look at the Eton Valley oil spill. Look at the oil spill around that happened. All the big oil spill that can happen. And your coast will be prone to those things. Your coast will be prone to them. There can be oil spill. There can be tanker explosion that can cause oil spill. You can have environmental degradation. You can lose all your marine life. So there are many things that must be considered. And not just to go drill the oil, but think about the future of the country. Criminals will be there. Pirates will be there. Sea robbers will be there. How do you police them? With that small, stupid boat, it can't go nowhere. You need a better class boat. And you can put that in a negotiation with this company, Mr. President. You can tell us that we need 6 of these vessels to be able to adequately police this place and adequately man this place. They will tell you, oh no, we can't get you 6, but we'll get you 2. It can be part of the transaction. It can be part of the negotiation. You can do. You don't need to take money from your budget. The company supposed to have money. They're supposed to be able to do it because it provides protection. Do you know how much Chevron, how much Total are paying the Nigerian Navy for protection? Do you know how much they pay? They pay the Nigerian Navy in millions to provide protection for the oil well. But yet and stay of all that, there will stay challenge. You're talking about oil well in different locations. And not one oil well that cluster. You get different blocks in different locations. So, Mr. President, you need to look at it. Don't just focus on how much money they will bring. Focus on the security implication. Focus on the environmental implication. I know they will write chap in that paper saying they want it, but look at the practicability of it. Look at how practicable it is. The Coast Guard is not equipped. They can't handle that. If you depend on the Coast Guard, you depend on a broken stick. Until you buy the equipment, you increase their size, you buy them bigger weapon, ammunition. That's the only way the Coast Guard will be able to perform that duty. It's not that they don't have the manpower. It's not that they don't have the capacity, but it's not that they don't have the manpower or the training, but they don't have the capacity. They don't have the equipment. They will not be able to do it. So the next thing we look at territorial maritime boundary dispute. Well, Liberia might not have issue with Ivory Coast for such a thing, but I can tell you it is possible that you start having issue with your neighbors. You start having issue with Ivory Coast. You start having issue with Guinea. You start having issue with Sierra Leone. For example, Nigeria and Ghana, Ghana and Ivory Coast case, they have had serious issue because your oil pollution must spread into Ivory Coast. Because where oil is being drilled, it's just looking at people that make palm oil. When you're making palm oil, palm red oil, there is no way someone will not waste. It will waste. And oil floats on top of water. As the water is going, it's carrying it. So you need to create the maximum means so that oil cannot spill. Okay, but when oil spill takes place, what happened? In the United States and other places, the Coast Guard is equipped with oil cleaning vessels. They have vessels that can clean oil, that can rake oil out. Other countries have that. The United States have it. UK have it. Other countries have it. Coast Guard don't even have a boat to reach to the oil well before you talk about boat that will curtail or quarantine oil spill. We don't have that. Mr. President, are you thinking in that direction? Are you looking at those things? Or they're just giving you numbers on the books and you're just following numbers? Numbers will work, but the actual practical work out there, you need those things. So maritime boundary, you start having problems with your neighbors. If you have oil spill, you go to Sierra Leone, you and Sierra Leone going to court. If you have oil spill, you go to Ivory Coast, you and Ivory Coast going to court. With Guinea, you and Guinea going to court. They're not going to say we are neighbors because you're going to pollute the environment and you will have to pay for it. Do we have that capacity to pay for it? Do we have it? Do we have it? Then you begin to have conflict with your neighbor. And your neighbor that are all stronger than you. The great Sierra Leone that you get independent today. Sierra Leone get more military than you. Sierra Leone get more ammunition than you. Sierra Leone get more equipment than you. You nothing to Sierra Leone. Because of the greed of our lawmakers, the greed of our executive branch, and then the failure to exercise justice by our judiciary branch. We have nothing, Mr. President. There are a lot of things we're lacking. You need to look at these things. You need to look at it. Like I said, I have recommendations. I got connections with those vessels company. I can give them you the link. Anyone, give it to anyone that needs it. That the government needed, they can go and negotiate with them themselves. But we will need them. And then I talk about environmental security threat. Oil spill. You can have a blowout. For example, everybody follow the Deepwater Horizon. The Deepwater Horizon event was a very, very big one. It destroyed the fishery sector. It destroyed the coastal livelihood. There are bulk of your people, bulk of Liberians that depending on coastal fishing. Oh, look at the whole coast, along the coast, Maryland, River G, Sanu, Grand Bassa, Maserado, Cape Mount. Look at all those places. Look at all those places. Most of their livelihood is on fish. They on fishing. They do artisanal fishing. So if you have oil spill there, that means they have lost livelihood. That means they cannot be able to do their fishing anymore. And what do? Then you have increased the joblessness in the country. Then what's going to happen again? People are going to be idle. Then when people idle, what's going to happen? You're going to have people forming armed group, people forming malicious group to go and attack those oil well people and hold them ransom for money. You need to look at the security implication. Like I said, read on the Deepwater Horizon case is a typical example. It destroys a lot of marine life. And then you're going to have environmental damage that lead to food insecurity. You're going to have migration. You're going to have economic instability and conflict within the local communities because they can't fish again. They can't do the one that they're going to be to do. So long as oil drilling start. So long as oil drilling start, Mr. President, there are going to be a lot of things happening. There's no way you can prevent spill 100%. It's not going to be on the large scale, but it's going to happen. And as the ocean is coming, the ocean flow, it rolls. As it rolling, it will reach the coast, and the oil will begin to take over your coast little by little. Tourism, it will jackal tourism. The beaches will be bad off. Your beaches will have oil on. Who want to go to the beach and get oil on it? Who want to go swimming water that get oil in it? So there are a lot, Mr. President, that you need to look at. Environmental security threat, you got to look at that. You got to look at that. And then, do we have an emergency response capacity? If there's a spill, how do we do that? Like I mentioned, Coast Guard does not have the vessel to quarantine oil. They don't even have vessel to go to the oil well. Before you talk about having a vessel that will drop the suckers around to quarantine oil spill, because there are vessels that have those. It's called oil suckers, like a bubble, like a net, but it floats over the water. No matter how big, how hard the tide is, it floats over the water, and you can quarantine the oil. And the oil can stay within a particular confines until you can suck it out. Do we have that capacity? The answer is big no, capital N, capital O. We don't have it. Do the Coast Guard have capacity to reach the oil well? The answer is no, we don't have it. We don't have it. So you should look at that. So there are several things that can happen, Mr. President. I don't want to take all of your time. I have explained a lot here. I have explained a lot. Your coral, all of your coral, your coast, your mangrove, all those things will start having serious things. And when it start having a problem, your fish cannot go in the swamp to reproduce. So you run out of fish. You will deplete your fish stock. Fish will die. You will work on some money, you see some fish, and they're all on the beach, dead fish. Because the water cover the oil cover the water. You see the fish under there, the water is flowing, so you have oxygen. Those fish takes in oxygen. Don't say because fish in the water, they're taking oxygen. That's why you see when the fish stay long under the water, after some time, you have to come up. You have to come up to take in some oxygen and go back. So when the oil covers the water, Mr. President, there will be no oxygen going, no fish will die. They will die. And then you find dead fish all on your beaches every day. So it's big. There are a lot of things. So like I said, you have pressure on your Navy and your maritime forces. So your country must invest heavily in your offshore patrol vessel. Right there. Invest in your offshore patrol vessel. You must invest in maritime surveillance and special forces platform for protection. So you must have special forces ready to respond when there is pirate. The Coast Guard can do that. And then, Mr. President, That's the reason why I told you in one of my podcasts, you can leave a big legacy by you establishing the air wing. Establishment of the air wing will give you one of the biggest legacy that you will ever have, Mr. President. Establish the air wing. And the aircrafts are not expensive. I showed you some of the aircraft here before. I showed this. This aircraft that I'm displaying, this aircraft has the capacity to, they can mount weapons on it. They can mount surveillance cameras. They can take aerial photographs. They can mount different things on them. This aircraft is worth between, as of 2024 to 2025, is $1,050,000, Mr. President, for one of the aircraft. It's called Cessna 206H. These are aircraft, and these aircraft are being currently operated in your country. Golden Verilion have it. Golden Verilion is using it right now. They're using it to patrol their palm oil stuff. And then there's another group of people called Mission Aviation Fellowship. They are there and providing local flight, local transport within from Liberia, from Monrovia, Maryland, Sano Harper. They are doing it. Your Coast Guard, your air wing can be established with this. You can start with 2 or 3 of this. Your air wing will start. Most air wings or air force that started, they started with commercial. They didn't start with big military aircraft. No, they start with commercial to keep your pilots. And I mentioned you already have 2 trained pilots that are well trained. They were trained by Nigeria. They flew Nigerian military aircraft. And one of them is in the United States here that is furthering his training. You can bring the second one here, Mr. President, and just have a little refresher because some of them been sitting for a while. After that, you can have the air wing. So the air wing can help in so many things like I mentioned. The air wing will help in maritime surveillance and patrol. They can help there. When there is pirate and they receive a communication or pirates to the place, before the vessel can go to the aircraft can be over them, making sure that they don't escape until the Coast Guard gets there. So it's very helpful. They can help in cargo and passenger transport, like I said. They can help in intelligence gathering. They can help in aerial surveillance. They can aid in maritime search and rescue operation. They can aid in air reconnaissance and air ambulance services, like medical supply and casualty evacuation. They can help. They can also provide border security for Liberia, border security, our whole coast. They can police that coast. Aircraft can fly from Cape Mount to Maryland under 30 to 45 minutes. They're already going there and coming back. There is no vessel that they will not be able to catch. They can also help in humanitarian aid. They can help in transportation of ballot boxes during election. They can do it. They can also help in election material doing so. So they can help in pilot training. They can do so many things, Mr. President. And this aircraft, this is the price. When you call Cessna America today, the company that produces it, is $1,050,000 for a 12-seated aircraft. It takes 12 passengers. You don't need billion to start something big. You can start small, Mr. President, and you can grow into something big. You need all of these things. You need all of these things that will help our maritime sector. It's not just to sign concession agreement for oil drilling. No. Look at the security implications, Mr. President. Look at the security implications. Also, look at maritime security issues. Look at the vulnerability of the workers on the oilway. Look at your youth. Are they employed? When they become adult, people can use them to go on the water and commit crimes. Look at environmental issues. If we have an oil spill, is the Coast Guard or EPA has the capacity to quarantine the oil if there's an oil spill? The answer is no. So, Mr. President, and senior government officials, especially those that are working on to those agreements, I need you to take your time and look at it. Take your time and look at the agreement. Factor in the security. Factor in the armed forces of Liberia. Factor in the Coast Guard. They need equipment. They need everything. So to summarize this, before I leave you, I've taken much of your time already. Like I said, our topic today focus on 2 things: basically two things today. One, we talk about Liberia re-election to category A in the IMO, and I explain in the International Maritime Organization, I explain why we got there. We didn't get there, in summary, we didn't get there because Joseph Baga government is doing extremely well. We got there because the mechanisms are already been set in place. Liberia is one of the biggest maritime nations in terms of our registry. And most people on category A are people that have big stakes in maritime sector. So that is one of the reasons why we were re-elected to the category A. And this is now our first time going to the category A. We have been there. We've been there. We're doing a war that we left from there because we were unstable. So Liberia going to category A on the IMO Council is a good thing for the nation. It make us to make a better decision in terms of shipping and operations, maritime operations. Yeah, we're part of the big boys that make the decision for the international maritime shipping. But it is not a magic from a particular government. President Ellen Johnson's government set the pace. President George Weah government, people were elected, and we were there. Your government got re-elected. It's a good thing. Bravo to our team at the IMO. They work hard. They did some stuff. But it is not a magical thing to be re-elected. I want Liberians to know. Like I said, this is our platform. We say it raw. We say it unfiltered. We're not saying it because we want favor or because we need assistance from anybody. No. We say it as the Liberian people supposed to hear it. We got re-elected because we have a big registry that has a big stake. And other big countries too that are into it. Like I name USA, United Kingdom, Panama, Japan, Greece, all the countries that are named, Norway, they have big maritime stake. That's the reason why they are always elected back to the category A for decision making. And that's the reason why Liberia, that is one of the major reasons why Liberia got re-elected, because of our role in the maritime sector. So it is not just attributed to one government and the government did it, that will make it to happen. No. Liberians, don't take that. Anybody tell you that on Facebook, they are seeking political patronage. And that is wrong. You don't do that. You should reference other people, work the date. Election is not a one-day thing. I mean, it's an event that happened today, but what happened with the planning? Other government were there, they planned, they started working towards it. Other representative that was sent, other permanent representative that was sent there, they did their part. So you should recognize them for their own work. You should give them credit, not give credit to just one government, because it's a continuous thing, a thing that happens every 2 years. So that is a concluding part about the IMO. We should try to keep it. And then, Mr. President, you got a bunch of maritime professionals, 3 maritime professionals that are jobless. They don't have jobs because we took our registry and gave it to LISCA. If giving it to LISCA was a good idea, but why is LISCA still located in America? No registry that I know that is registered outside of their nation. Panama is running in Panama. Marshall Island is running in Marshall Island. All of the countries that have St. Kitts and the Navy, they are running in St. Kitts and the Navy. It's only Liberia that have our maritime program out of our country. And that is bad. You are deprived Liberian of working. We have deprived Liberia of earning good money. Like I told you, a foreign director in LISCA that are supposed to go and work under is making $125,000 United States dollars a year when they wanted to pay me $53,000, which I refused. I said, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. When I was taking $57,000, I said, I'm not taking it. Because if you will pay my immediate boss $125,000, why you can't even pay me half of what he's making? So that's the kind of dilemma that we Liberians are facing out there to even work with our own maritime sector. Even though they need me, I have the experience, the qualification, everything. But for them to give me the money, they don't want to do it because I'm a black man, I'm a Liberian. They don't prioritize, or they won't prioritize foreigners. Panamanians are the ones running our registry. Panamanians, key guys that run our registry today are Panamanians. And Panama is our rival. I don't know why we're allowing them to hold key position in our registry. LISCA has the ability to employ all of the Liberian maritime professionals that are trained. You can graduate from World Maritime University today Or you can graduate from the Regional Maritime University today, and LISCA can hire you immediately. They got the capacity to do it. They are playing with millions and billions in revenue. They can do it. And then to conclude on the part of Liberia getting into offshore drilling, Mr. President, I mentioned the offshore drilling is a good thing. It's going to bring in revenue, but the security implication, you have not considered that. You have not considered security implication. You need to consider security implication very, very seriously, Mr. President. Your Coast Guard is not capacitated to police your maritime water. Your Coast Guard does not have the capabilities to go to the oil well to make sure that piracy, sea robbers are not disturbing the operations. Your Coast Guard is not capacitated to fight illegal fishing. Your Coast Guard are not capacitated to fight narcotic operation or drugs inflow of the country. They don't have that capacity. I recommend it. In the video, I show you vessels. We know the source. We know the company that produces them. You can sign up an agreement with them. You don't even need to pay at once. You can pay into installment. The company will give it to you. One is a bilateral thing. They will give it to you. And our Coast Guard will be capacitated. On board those vessels, you can have maritime people on it. You can have EPA people on it. You can have lands and mine people on it. You can have different people that the Coast Guard can take them there when they want to do social amount of work or survey or assessment. They can do it and they can bring them back. And Mr. President, your air wing, when you establish the air wing of the armed forces, the air wing will bring you one of your greatest achievements. It will be one of your greatest achievements that you will live with. Everybody will recognize you for that. When you re-establish the air wing, the aircrafts are so cheap, $1 million $50 in 2024 for 2024-2025 aircraft. You can get it. Our air wing can start doing small surveillance patrol and thing until later on we'll get some money. We can buy military grade aircraft. So, Mr. President, this is a caveat call to you, a clarion call that I'm making right now. I'm asking you to look into what I'm saying. I know a lot of Liberians want to hear a lot of political talk. That's why sometimes when I'm on the platform, you don't find a lot of people writing, because I'm not cussing, I'm not insulting the president, I'm not cussing government official, I'm not yelling over the president, insulting. So a lot of Liberians don't want to pay attention to that. But I believe that I will continue this, it will get to the rightful people, because I'm going to continue to provide the rightful information that is needed and necessary for nation building. Not every day will come to talk politics. There's no about politics, it's about information sharing. That's what I just did. And let me encourage you, like I said, send your comment, subscribe to our page, like our page. And then tomorrow, same time by 7 o'clock Liberia time, we will have a very, very fascinating show tomorrow. I need you guys to be on. Man, call people, let people join the show tomorrow by 7 o'clock Liberia time. We'll have a whole panel on this place we'll be discussing. And the topic for tomorrow is the role of religious institutions in nation building. The roles of religious institutions in nation building. Are our religious leaders, are they doing enough to contribute to nation building? That is the topic for tomorrow. As you may know, most of our private schools, for example, some of our hospitals have been owned and operated by those denominational organizations, those schools, like the Cali Hospital by the Cali Church. You get St. Joseph Hospital, the same thing. You get some schools. You got UMU operated by the United Methodist Church. You get AMEU operated by the African Methodist Episcopal Church. You get the Adventist University operated by SDA. You got Cottington University that is operated. All those universities that have denominational attachment to them, that were established by that. Those universities and those hospitals were all established from taxpayer money, from taxpayer contribution, people that go to the church and pay their tithe, people that pay their offering, and from donors, from donation from other people, from other charity organizations. Other organizations donated money, other people donated money to those churches. And then they established those institutions. But why is it today, those institutions are so expensive to the extent that even people that pay their tithe and offering cannot afford to send their children to those schools. They can't afford to send their children to those hospitals. But those people are in the church. You call them church members. But they can't even afford to send their children to the school. So they will come in the church and pay their tithe and pay their offering. Then they send their children to a smaller school. But then you use their tithe and offering to build a bigger school and make more profit. So we're going to be talking more about that tomorrow. Please don't miss that. Don't miss that topic. We're going to have a lot of people on the panel for discussion. Go to my page. Follow the page. You will see the flyer there for the show. I'm going to repost it again. You see the flyers. We're going to have up to 10 panelists tomorrow here in studio. We're going to have them. They're going to join us, and we're going to be talking more about that topic. It's a very, very interesting topic. On the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, we don't just talk about politics. We talk about everything that has to do with nation building. That is why the platform is unique. It's not like other platforms that everything is politics. Government did, the government no. We talk about things that will bring national growth and development. We talk about contribution of government. We talk about the ills in society. We talk about government failure. We talk about government success. So we mention all of those things on our platform. And that's the reason why we encourage you to join. Because we say things that are very meaningful. A lot of people are not going to come because we're not going to curse here. We're not going to be using profanity here. We're not going to be fighting on the show. We're not going to be doing that. So if that was it's going to scare you away because you don't want civilized people talking to you. You don't want people talking to you in a civilized manner. You want a rude person that will be cussing man calls, cussing power calls, disturbing people. No, we're not going to do on the platform. So please stay tuned, remain with us, and let's keep doing what we're doing. It's gonna help us great. So we're gonna be into that tomorrow, and I ask everyone to share our live, subscribe, ask people, talk to your friends, your relatives, your loved ones. Let them subscribe to our channel. We try to see if we can hire some people from Liberia to provide us some news or provide us some information in Liberia. We want to make the thing go really national. So we want to have people on the street gathering news, like journalism, doing everything. We want to have it. But we need the support. In order to have the support, all we need you to do is to subscribe, share our page, and ask people to follow us. When we have the adequate amount of subscribers, adequate amount of followers, we will be motivated and we'll be able to raise funds from anywhere to get these things done. So we are asking you to please subscribe, follow our page, encourage people. Talk to them about it. Have you followed Liberian Voices on Video? No, please. Let me show you. Just go on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We are there. TikTok, we are there. Liberian Voices Unfiltered. That's our name. Just subscribe, follow. Ask people to subscribe and follow. The more follow we got, the more listener we will have, the more people will see watching our show. And then we can start advertising for people. People can bring businesses to advertise. We can make some money, and then we can start creating employment for other people in Liberia. This is not about me. It's about the youth in Liberia. It's about the youth. I'm okay. I'm doing well. I'm fine. But we need to create employment. We need to help other people in Liberia. And that can be done through your contribution. Your contribution is clear. We don't need money from you. We only need you to tell people to subscribe, to tell people to like, and to share our page. And then when we are live, come and watch live. That's all we need from you. So tonight, I want to say thank you. We are grateful that you follow us. We are very, very grateful that you are able to listen to us. And then we appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort. Don't miss the show tomorrow. So till we meet again, I will play our theme song, and then from there we can call it a day.
From the towering peaks of the Woolajezi Mountain in Lofa County to the golden plains of Bomi River Basin, through the verdant greens of the Sapo National Park, a place where monkeys whisper secrets and pygmy hippos tread unseen, from the valleys to the roaring coasts of Monrovia, Buchanan, Harper, and Robertsport. These are the voices that travel unfiltered, uncaged, and unstoppable. Welcome to the Liberian Voices Unfiltered, the platform where we speak the languages of the land, celebrate the cultures of our people, beat the drums of our tribes, and dance to the rhythms of our identity. This platform is more than just a broadcast. It's a movement, a megaphone for the people. No scripts, no sugarcoating, no stage management, just the truth, pure, bold, and proudly Liberian. Tune in, turn up the volume, and join your host, George Senator Sibo, the Pan-Africanist, shaking the mic, breaking the silence, and speaking for the nation and its people. The Liberian Voices Unfiltered. All hail, Liberia hail. It is raw, it is real, it is authentic, From the bushes to the beaches, this is our voices, our truth, and our story. It must be heard.
Yeah, you're tuned into the heartbeat of Mama Liberia, where truth meets the people and every voice is heard. This is Liberian Voices Unfiltered.
Oh, we're speaking truth tonight. Liberia, let your voices rise.
From the streets of Monrovia to the hills of Nimba, we're bringing light where the truth's been hindered. Politics and power, let's break it down. We talk the real, no mask, no crown.
Economy shaking, but we still stand tall. Business and trade, we can uplift all. From the youth to the elders, we all gotta say, unfiltered voices paving the way.
Liberian Voices, unfiltered. Yeah, we tell you how it is, no filter. Liberian Voices, unfiltered. The people's mic, the nation's mirror. From Bukana to Bong, from Lofa to Cape Town, we talk the truth that really counts. Liberian Voices, unfiltered. Yeah. So, fellow Liberians, I said thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, encourage your friends, your family, your loved ones to subscribe to our channel, to like our page, and give a comment. There's still room for improvement. We want to improve this and make it. This is a youthful program. It's for the youth. It's for the youth. I'm encouraging every young people to follow us, subscribe to our page, and like our comment, our everything, support us so that the trickle-down effect can get to the youth. We say thank you. Tomorrow, don't miss our show. Be there for us. Ciao.